I'm Timmy.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Nathan.
And this is Three Old Tech Dudes.
No, really, it is.
If you're within a few hours drive of southern Indiana, or even if you're not, Three Old Tech Dudes would like to invite you to the 60th annual Hoosier Hills Hamfest. It starts at 8 a.m. and ends around noon on Saturday, October 2nd at the Lawrence County Fairgrounds in Bedford, Indiana. There will be booth after booth of electronics, components, ham radio gear, and all kinds of neat treasures. You can even test for your amateur radio license. Check out great high-quality antennas and masts from TN07 Engineering and see what RF Headquarters LLC has to shop. And make lots of new friends. You'll even be able to meet and greet the Three Old Tech Dudes. Head over to www.w9qIq.org/Hamfest or check out the Hamfest links in the description below for more information. How you guys doing this week?
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah?
I keep hitting my knee.
You getting tired? Quit hitting your knee.
Well, I can't help it.
You've hit it every week.
Well, yeah. Man. Well, this week I didn't get bit by a spider this time.
That's true. I thought we were done hearing about the spider. I guess not.
That's still healing. You got bit by a spider and didn't even turn into a superhero.
What
or
the
anything.
heck, dude?
I know, man.
I mean,
If you're going to get bit by a spider, you would, at least want like superpowers. No, I got trying to avoid tetanus.
see, somebody just was like, you know what? He's not going to honor that. With great power comes great responsibility bit. So,
Yeah. With great spiders becomes a lot of like
Could be saving the
antibiotics.
world. Nathan's sitting out on the street shooting webs at cars.
I'll tell you what, last night I opened my front door and there was a spider that had made a really impressive web.
Yeah?
I felt kind of bad for killing the spider and tearing it down.
Oh, poor little thing.
Use fire.
I did, actually.
Well, boys, this week I've been out on the workbench.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
It's been a thing lately, and
You didn't burn your house down, did
not
you?
this time.
Well, he does outside, so he can't.
That's right. I keep the magic smoke outside of the house.
Yeah. It's just going to be interesting to see you do that when it's snowing.
Yeah, that's going to put a severe damper on the electronics projects in the evening outdoors.
I have one of those pop-up awning things you can borrow if you'd like.
Get the Coleman stove going.
Oh, there you go.
Got a radio, AM/FM radio from the mid-'70s that came from my grandparents. It's from the same collection that the Westinghouse radio revival video came from, and
I have one.
it has the coolest dial on it. And just for that reason alone, I thought, well, maybe this thing works. I took it home. It's dead. It's completely dead. So
Oh, yeah.
Is it?
yeah, it's got a little round.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
real
did see that
fancy.
one. Thank you very much.
Yeah, all
You're
right.
like, watching the videos we make them. I'm sorry. I was working. I did
You
see
watched
this
the
one.
pre-shoot? Good.
I
yeah.
watched this
That's
one.
right. Because you told me to
So
come
there.
back on the Casey
'Cause
Kasem,
you
and I did. Because you're right. So copyright violations aren't our friend.
No, you don't want those.
So I want to take you guys through how I got that little radio working. I guess I gave away the ending. That's all right. So enjoy this segment of 3OTD Tinker Time. We have in front of us a General Electric 7-4110A. And it's got a wood grain finish, or walnut grain finish on polystyrene. Let's be very specific. 1970s, 80s, and 90s date codes on General Electric small appliances like radios and clock radios and the like you can determine the year roughly. You kind of have to do some guessing. You can determine the year that it was made though by the second digit of the date code. So this is a 6. Just stylistically, and I know a little bit about this radio, just the look of it and the stylings. This radio is likely from 1976. They started the 7- model numbers in the 70s, so. And this radio belonged to my grandparents. It does not work. It doesn't power up or do anything, so that's what we're going to try to tackle today. We'll start by popping it open and having a look inside here. Okay, to get inside, you're first off going to want to remove these knobs. These appear to just be slip-on knobs. There's no detent screws or a keeping screw, I guess you might call it. This is going to be internal, so it shouldn't need removed. We'll just try gently put force on this really evenly should wiggle off there with a little work. Yep. Oh, hit my tripod. So there you see how that works. And the usual half circle bit that those have. Have to get the screwdriver on this one. Very gently though. See if we can work them off by hand now. Those were meant to stay on there. There we go. Finally, you'll have 1, 2, 3 Phillips screws in the back, as far as I can tell. I don't see anything on the bottom. Okay, guys, it turns out that you do have to pull the AM/FM switch. It has just a little cap cover, and also got to watch out. There's some plastic rings that are inserted here. I put them with the knobs I went with. This one's deeper. That's your volume control and power. All right, there's this thinner ring that goes in the tuner. So after you get the 3 screws out, basically the chassis will pull out from the shell in the back. What do we got in here? Oh, that's kind of cool. It's got it's actually broken, it looks like. Yeah, it's got had a retainer that holds that in against the chassis there. So give ourselves some slack here. Okay. Looks to be a really simple circuit. Got a little bit to learn here. I'm not sure what all we've got. We've got AC straight into the power. Audio transformer. It's basically a small transistor radio set into a package. Makes sense. I was looking at the board deal here, what we got going on here. I've tried to find a schematic for this, and I can't come up with one. So basically I thought we'd start poking through it with a multimeter and see what we can come up with. I'm hoping it's just a power switch. The power switch feels fine when you turn it on. I'll go ahead and reattach our knob for useful turning. But that doesn't mean it's any good. Well, we'll get some power on this and be right back. Plugged into power. I wanted to check that we had AC continuity between the 2 ends of the AC line. So put one on top of the AC here very carefully, and this one over here. I'm actually thinking it may be intermittent. I wonder if this is just a line cord that's poor. Transistors fail so rarely. There, we were getting it. 119.8. I guess it's not the line cord. So when I was off camera, I discovered that, see if we can get it on one of these here. I am getting amp hum. No, I'm not.
To number 2. Now we're up to the new #1 song.
What?
It puts the woman who sings it only 1 song behind the all-time record holder for most solo #1s by a woman. That woman in first place with 5 solo #1s is Diana Ross. And in second place with 4 solo #1s, there's been only Olivia Newton-John up till now. In third place we had a tie between 8 women. All have had solo #1s apiece. But now one of them pulls ahead and moves into a second place tie with Olivia Newton-John. I'm talking about the new superstar from Michigan, Madonna. Madonna and Olivia are now tied in second place for 4 solo #1s apiece, just 1 behind Diana Ross. And the song that sends Madonna into second place hits the top this week. From the new #1 album in the land, True Blue, the new #1 song in the USA, Papa Don't Preach by Madonna.
So it looks like our only issue with this rig is the volume control. It's got a cool dial. So we need, the band switch is poor, has bad continuity, and so the volume control might also. Seemed pretty worn out. I was tapping it with the plastic end of a screwdriver. Tapped the back of the pot. Nope, see, that went away. So our pot's goofy. So this pot is very poor, or there's no connectivity because we've lost it again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some electrical contact cleaner. First thing we need to do, make sure we got this power unplugged, or else you won't like it. It'll be a bad time. I'm going to use some electrical contact cleaner, something like this QD electronic cleaner. Safe for sensitive electronics. Basically, you spray this on and it dries quickly. It'll lead up oxidization and things like that. So kind of gotta watch this deal, because this plastic thing here on this rig, it's got kind of a pseudo pretend it's a light bit here. So see, FM, AM, so on and so forth. Just a little mechanical deal. It's not actually, it's just interconnected over your band switch. So kind of see in there. We're gonna try to get some in there for starters. A little wafer switch. Work that back and forth. We go another side, hope it doesn't hurt the, try to get around the threading there of our tuner dial. So I really hate to mess up that tuner dial. Okay, I hope that's good enough. Yeah, there we go. See if we can do the same for, because I think our power switch or our volume control, either one, is, we've got some interconnectivity issues in there. I don't know how to get that in there. I'll go past this here maybe. Maybe around the shaft. I'm not convinced I got any in it. There's an access hole there a little bit. Probably going excessive, you know. More's better, right? No, probably not. I like how this is basically like a transistor radio in here. Just like a handheld transistor radio width almost. That's how an awful lot of your portable radios became in the 70s and 80s. Just use their basic transistor circuitry. I'll bet there's General Electric transistor radios that use almost this same board. Probably don't have the ferrite bar up as high. That's for your AM radio reception. And then they've, as I mentioned earlier, got this rigged to the power cord for your FM reception, it looks like. Well, let's see. I'll let that dry for just a moment and then we'll power it back up. Okay, we've got power reapplied. Let's give her a shot here. Alright, didn't have to mess with that. Sounds like we're on AM.
Final thoughts on the game from the two guys who called it. Defective.
There it is. Tuner in reverse.
Is a fluke. It could be heat. I don't think it is.
Try the band switch.
You said it's 5 years old?
Yeah, it's not wigging out when you rig the band here. That's important. Oh yeah.
25 east. Everyone.
Alright. Seems a contact cleaner fixed this guy up. I need to learn more about this power supply resistor. You should know by now, if you've watched enough 3OTD, We are not electrical engineers. Nathan's the closest thing we've got to that. He did formally train in electronics, so or he'll know what this is. It has a pull-down resistor, which I assume is this big guy, because in the bottom of our case here, you'll see, for continued protection against fire hazard, replace R101 only with GE CAT RT5106, part number 5731-7 surge resistor. 5731 is actually on that, okay. Because when you pull the power on this, that fella there is warm. It has like a ceramic coating or something. So it's a big resistor. I don't totally understand. I would love to find the schematics on this radio, and I cannot find them. If anybody knows where there's some cool GE service manuals, that would be awesome. I would love to have some from the 70s and 80s, because I love the tube stuff, but this stuff here, you know, we're going to get eventually where things start failing, even though they're clearly far more reliable. It's playing as clear as can be after years out of service and control issues. So, but I'm curious because you got one leg of your AC hooked to that, and then it's going through that, and then you have that line going. Well, it seems to just go straight into the power. So, what's the deal there? How's that work? Is it a? It's not an AC/DC radio, so. But I see no transformer, so I don't understand how its power supply works. I would like to know more about that. All right, we got her put back together. Tried to wipe her down a little bit. We got a few paint splatters and just, you know, it's lived a long life. It's been a lot of, at least 2 houses in its life. This will be the 3rd. So, came from my grandparents originally. It had been in their basement with the Westinghouse radio in that past video, but been playing a little music with it. Can't do a whole lot with that on YouTube due to copyright and the like. I was trying to find some good talk radio, but man, isn't that dial just great? It's a fine looking dial, and it has no play in the tuner. It's just tight as can be, so it's just been tuned when it needs to be tuned, except for right now. So you got your FM pointer and your AM pointer. Space age looking stuff. It's kind of a radio that gives an appearance of expensive-ish when you open it up and it's just a handheld transistor radio. Sandwiched into a box, you could say, but the 4-inch speaker, along with the deepish case, was about 3-4 inches. Really sounds pretty good on FM. We were playing some good rock music on the local rock station. It was thumping reasonably for the type radio it is. So that is the General Electric 7-4110A.
I kind of want one of those Sony Sport Delios, the yellow ones.
Oh, yeah.
Those are spendy on the eBays.
Well,
Nice radios, though.
No, they're not.
Okay.
No, they're not
everything
that
is
nice.
spendy right now
I like
on
all
eBay.
radios.
I like the radios, but they're not like $100 for a cheap one.
That's true. Well, guys, I think the inmates are getting a little crazy down there in the asylum. So
They're
we
not inmates. They're patients.
The bleep bloop people?
Yep, those
The
people.
bleep bloop people.
It's time for Echoes from the Asylum, that segment of each episode where we hear from you, the viewer.
What crazy guy are we hearing from today?
We're hearing from Corey McKay. Corey McKay is one of our Twitter followers. You guys didn't even know we had one, did you? Yeah, you do.
A follower or Twitter?
Well, we have a Twitter and a follower or 3.
A tweeter?
A tweeter.
We have the
So,
birdie thing? Okay.
So Corey McKay came over from from the
Twitter.
Why am I stuttering? I don't
know.
stutter.
Because it's funny.
Corey McKay came over from Twitter and watched this video. This video is the volunteering our IT skills to Hope open a new school video.
Okay.
And he says, way to go helping out your community with your skills. Did the same thing back in the 2000s for a local charter school my buddy's mother was heading. Had to run Cat 5e under and into trailers, terminate, and label. Built the network from literally the ground up.
Yeah.
From under the trailer.
I've been there, but not with what we did with this one.
Here's one for you.
No.
This part here, he's going to like this.
Yeah.
Had to exterminate an infestation of brown widow spiders, too.
I think brown with blues. Anyway,
An inordinate amount of WD-40 and barbecue lighters were used.
yeah, that worked.
Fire. Our reward was an epic 36-hour LAN party over the weekend. Had to torture test the network somehow.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, back in the day, I ran some came away when we were rebuilding the high school back in 03 to 06. I ran a lot of cable because it was all temporary and we didn't want to bring anyone in to, just do it right. So we ran
been there.
thousands and thousands of feet of Cat 5.
We, at work, we had one of those 5-wide modular office trailers.
Yep.
I spent about a week crawling around in the ground underneath that thing, stringing Cat 5. They make these neat little hangers that one can acquire.
Yep. Little J hooks.
Yeah. And hooking Cat 5 to that.
Yep.
It's an awful way to earn a living.
Yeah. We had some external classrooms that we ran fiber to because we were cool. We ran fiber. Well, I didn't run it. We
In the
had
early
someone run it.
2000s even.
That was actually in 07-ish, maybe? I don't know. Well, that's what Derek does.
Well, next up in from the asylum, we hear from Alice Incognito.
Ooh, neat. Nice name. Timmy's are really cool.
That's right. And this is on the Texas Instruments TI-99-4A video.
Huh?
Yeah. Someone should make a cryptocurrency wallet cartridge for this to store 0x Monero and Ethereum.
That would be fun.
That is actually a really cool
That's
idea.
a good idea.
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin or Litecoin.
Doge face on it.
Yeah.
You gotta love the Doge face.
Well, yeah. I just don't know if they would actually have the power to store any of that.
A little bit. I mean, I guess
Probably
it's
could. I
just
mean, you could store it as just straight text or something. But
yeah. And we're immediately exposing what we don't know about blockchain. So
I am not.
I don't have that.
they might be smaller. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, it's a neat idea. It's a neat idea. We'll have to. Somebody's probably already done that on one of the other computers. So
It would
it wouldn't surprise me if the C64 is done, since everybody's so in love with it.
Well, okay, but because you got to, I'm not a 8-bit computer programmer.
Me neither, but I figured it out one day.
So, well, you did, yeah. I haven't tried to go down that road. I deal
hard.
all my stuff deals in like PHP and JavaScript. And,
I did look up assembly programming for this machine, and it scared me enough to go away. So
Really?
not-
Wow.
that processor's better than a 6502. We'll put
It
it
is.
that way, but that also makes it a little harder to understand what's going on in the assembly. So
Yeah.
there's more
It's-
useful commands and stuff. They would be useful, and everybody,
I'm pretty sure it could.
Somebody once commented on one of our
technically-
videos, computer scientists, these guys are not. I'm like, no, we're not. We're YouTubers.
Now,
Anyway.
okay. So I'll ask a friend of mine next time I see him, who is a computer scientist, frankly.
Scientist.
He is a PhD in computer science.
Good.
Science is cool.
I should ask him if he wants to come on.
about the science.
I should ask him if he wants to come on because he loves the stuff
We do
too.
need guest stars.
I will ask Brent next time I see him,
There you go.
which will be Monday.
There you go.
So-
Well, you do that, because that would be awesome. So,
I should.
oh man,
'Cause he's one of the crazy people I grew up with.
nice. So,
Yeah.
if you want your comments featured in a 3 Old Tech Dudes video, do they
What
get
do
to
you do?
choose?
No.
No.
No, you don't.
No. If it's
You're
a
in
good
an
comment,
asylum.
though.
You don't get to choose.
The quality,
But if it's a good comment,
the
it's
quality,
just a possibility.
quality of the comment is everything. With like echoes,
True.
you're more likely to be heard if you sound sane. You don't have to be sane. I mean, you're
Or
in
if
an
you want to do
asylum.
something hilarious and like literally have one giant run-on sentence with no punctuation,
Yeah.
which happened once. Or like,
Yeah.
okay,
More than once.
there's no periods in this thing at all.
I like how all the angry comments are from people who don't make videos. So
That's okay.
it's like they have none. Yeah, it's like they just want to come on and shake their fist at all the YouTubers they don't like.
That's
It's like,
okay. I don't
whatever,
mind.
have fun.
we don't do this for a living. We do this for fun.
Not yet.
'Cause we're crazy enough to try to do this just for fun.
That's right. Oh man. Oh. RF's a little thick through the air today. I'm running out of good ways to intro this segment.
Well,
Welcome me. Just do it. Let's just do it.
dude, welcome to the waves.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Wave, that segment of each episode of 3 Old Tech Dudes where we introduce a new ham into the world, almost like a birth that we had nothing to do with. I mean, I mostly just go and take these off of the internet. This week, we'd like to welcome at Kilo November 6, Quebec, Japan, Zulu. Dave, David Putnam of Newcastle, California, a new technician. They're so deep into their call signs that they use KN now, and it's not a novice call.
It's not a novice call.
Years ago, your call signs that were for novices, and I'm talking in the 40s, 50s, 60s.
W and
started
KNs.
with, they were KN, and they lasted for a year or two or something, and then you had to
drop the N,
either renew or go to technician level. So
something like that.
Yep. So welcome, David. Hope you enjoy it. California's got a lot of hams. There's no lack of people to talk to there.
No doubt.
And mountains with repeaters. That's fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. So if you have a ham you'd like to recognize that's taken their test or is about to pass or is going to, let us know. Send an email to the dudes at 3oldtechnews.com. We often forget to do this in these, but that's
true.
all right. Or comment below and say, hey, this guy got his license, or this guy got an upgrade, or this guy over here is an extra,
Or
this
gal.
Yeah.
or
gal.
fellers and fellettes.
Yeah.
Stop it.
And if you just upgraded, let us know down there too. I mean, even if it's just you going, hey, I just did this.
Because I'm sure you're excited.
Hey.
I mean, you've studied for this thing. I'm prompted, so.
Yeah.
When you made extra, you were pretty excited.
I was.
I'm just
Mountain
climbed.
Mountain, that's a...
And now every time you ask a question about amateur radio, I'm like, I don't know extra.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, I'm just a
Come
general.
on, boys,
so
get on caught up to me. You
I
can do
need
it.
to.
You can do it.
It's a lot of work.
This is a lot of work.
Yeah. It's that whole time thing, which is really tight.
I spent a lot of
right
time making YouTube videos instead. So.
now.
Well, I think that about covers it for this episode, guys.
Awesome.
So, hey, until next time, I'm Timmy.
I'm Justin.
I'm Nathan.
And this is 3 Old Tech Dudes. Thanks for hanging out with us here on 3 Old Tech Dudes. Please subscribe to us here on YouTube for more tech old and new, tinkering at the workbench, repairs, ham radio, electronics, computers, and more. Please like this video and share 3OTD with your friends to help us grow the channel. We tweet at 3 Old Tech Dudes 1 on Twitter, and you can keep up with us on Facebook. Just search for 3OTD and look for our logo. Thanks so much for watching.